At number 1, extend Khalil Mack. By far the biggest priority is signing Khalil Mack to an extension. This offseason will be considered a failure if he's not extended, just like extending Derek Carr last year. Mack's the Raiders' best player and a true franchise-changing player, especially with a real defensive coordinator. However, they are better off signing the contract sooner rather than later this time around. Last year, they waited till around training camp to sign Derek Carr. This time, Aaron Donald will likely also be signing a big contract. At the time of signing their contracts, they will both be the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. Therefore, Mack should sign his contract as soon as possible. He really has nothing left to prove. At number 2, figure out the secondary. A lot of secondary issues could have to do with Ken Norton Jr. However, there simply aren't many bodies left in the secondary. Carl Joseph is the only experienced player. Jayon Conley and Obi Melifonwu will likely both be on the field, but this will essentially be their rookie year. David Amerson is gone, and TJ Carey and Sean Smith could be next. The secondary was a mess last year, but Sean Smith might be kept. He showed he can still be productive when used right like he did against the Cowboys. He might not be worth his big contract, but he is experienced and always available. The secondary needs bodies right now, and it must be addressed. At number 3, get a true middle linebacker. You know how a team is different when you know who the quarterback will be? This team is just different with Derek Carr under center calling plays. The Raiders need something similar on the defense. Imagine if there were no question marks about who's calling the plays and manning the middle of the defense. I personally would like Navarro Bowman back. He was the man at middle linebacker and changed the whole dynamic of the defense. Like Perry Riley Jr. the year before, having a true middle linebacker makes the team go. Bottom line, the linebackers week 1 can't be Marquel Lee, Nicholas Morrow, Corey James, and some late draft pick. This team needs a man leading the defense. At number 4, the Raiders need more pass rushers. This can really be said for every NFL team. However, the Raiders don't really have any pass rushers after Khalil Mack. Mack has been dominant despite not really having a presence to help him out. Bruce Irvin has his moments, but I don't think he's a true number 1 rusher and is best used as a situational pass rusher. Even with Mack and Irvin going, the Raiders really got no help from anywhere else. Danico Autry had his moments, but is a pending free agent. There's literally no more pass rush help. Reggie McKenzie has failed to get Mack more help the past couple of offseasons and must hit this offseason. At number 5, get a real player at defensive tackle. The Raiders' defensive tackle spot has been awful. They haven't had any players who would be considered anything more than average. The constant the last few years has been Justin Ellis, and he's a rotational player about to hit his free agency. After that, there really isn't much to bring excitement. Rookie Eddie Vanderdoss tore his ACL on the last game of the season, and there really aren't many players who have a high upside after that. This is another spot Reggie McKenzie has tried to address and failed. Personally, I'd like a veteran free agent filling in, and there's plenty of solid options like Daquan Jones or Dontari Poe. At number 6, get a tackle of the future. Donald Penn is going to be 35 and coming off of an injury. Marshall Newhouse has kept the offensive line from being number 1 ranked by Pro Football Focus. Neither of these guys are the long-term answer in protecting Derek Carr. David Sharp looks solid as a rookie, but there really isn't much of an upside there. Keeping Derek Carr healthy is a high priority. The Raiders are night and day compared to when he's in the starting lineup. There's plenty of good options in the draft right around when the Raiders are drafting. A tackle like Orlando Brown, Connor Williams, or Mike McGlinchey would be a solid right tackle and play left tackle in the future. At number 7, fix the dumb mistakes. Before the Raiders look to improve from the outside, they must first improve from the inside. John Gruden will fix the little mistakes Jack Del Rio never did. The false starts, lining up out of formation, fumbles, and stupid penalties need to go. These are simple mistakes that shouldn't happen as much as they did. If this team wants to be elite, then the team can't beat themselves with pull your hair out stupid moments. And number 8, get rid of the noise. The Raiders had a lot of distractions last year. Look, losing causes a lot of noise. Nobody outside the organization will know what really happened and how truly distracting it was. Jack Del Rio is a player's coach and might have let too much stuff go. John Gruden is a much stronger personality and will squash any distractions. If a person doesn't work, Gruden has to cut his losses. This team can't go through the season worrying about the things that should have been fixed in the offseason.